Alafia. I am Priestess Osun Funke, and I am here today to do a reading for you. Today, we are going to do a pick a card reading. So I need for you to decide right now whether you want to identify yourself as the sun, the moon, or the stars. So first of all, the question that we are going to ask today is, what do the ancestors think of my prayers? Okay? What do the ancestors think of my prayers? So this reading is going to be for my sons. Okay? I'm going to keep it simple with just 3 cards, okay? So if you identified yourself as a son, the ancestors, the first thing they have to say is the love child. So they're acknowledging that you are their child and they love you, okay? The next card I have is the card for the gambler, followed by the card for the graduate. So let's talk about what this message actually entails. So the ancestors are basically saying, they're acknowledging that you are their child, that they're walking with you, and that they love you. But they're saying that you're taking risk, okay? So we asked, what do they think about your prayers? They're saying that you're gambling, that maybe you're not devoting as much as you could, maybe you're not as invested as you could be. Perhaps your regimen or your regular contact with them is not consistent, and they feel like that's risky. You need to plug in more and always be praying, okay? And then finally, they're saying, with this card for the graduate, they're saying that the risk will increase, okay? So the message here for my sons is, the ancestors love you, they're hearing your prayers, but they want you to be more diligent, okay? Or the risk to being averted from your destiny will increase, okay? Now let's do the same question for my moons. Get a good shuffle here. What do the ancestors think of my prayers if I identify with the moon? Okay. Wow. Okay, so for my moons, we have a very stern and straightforward message here. The first card I have is the card for the father. Okay, so this could be interpreted as the father's line of your ancestry. It could be your father if your father is an ancestor and has transitioned. Also, a lot of times when this comes up, I like to think of the father as Ifa, okay, the divine oracle. Either way, the first card we have is the father, okay? So we know that patriarchal energy is speaking to us. The next card I have is the card for contemplation, okay? This card often, to me, means worry, okay? Someone who is thinking about something, someone who is worrying, who is contemplating. Perhaps you're about to make a choice, followed by the card for the artist. Now, this card also has several meanings. It can mean one who is creative, who is about to create or manifest something. It can also mean someone who is a liar, who creates and embellishes events. So if I read these cards like a sentence, what I'm hearing here is that the fathers, or the patrilineal energy of our ancestry, is worried that you are lying, that you're being a little bit too creative. Perhaps you're not being honest with the ancestors when you come to them with your prayers. Perhaps you're not really being straightforward in your communication with them. Perhaps you're holding back. Maybe you're creating problems where there are none. and they're worrying about this, okay? So for those of you who identify as the moon, you want to be more straightforward in your prayers. You want to make sure that you're being absolutely transparent when you're working with your ancestors, and you don't want to stray too far away from reality, okay? And finally, for my stars, what do the ancestors think about your prayers? Get a good shuffle here. Okay. Okay, so for my stars, the first card I have is the card for the witch. Okay, so this card can be translated several ways. This can mean a wise woman. This can mean a woman who practices the craft. It can also mean one who is an alchemist or who has the ability to manipulate and transmute energies, okay? Then I get the card for the father. So again, that patrilineal or patriarchal energy from our bloodline, followed by the card for the brat, okay? So if I read these cards like a sentence, then what I'm hearing is, what do the ancestors think about your prayers? They think that you have the ability to change things, okay? You have the ability to create the situations that you want if you would only ask. But the fathers are saying that you're immature, that there may even be an aspect of ungratefulness to the way you're approaching the ancestors. They're saying you need to grow up. They're speaking about immaturity. They're speaking about one who is ungrateful. Okay, so for those of you who identify as stars in this particular reading, you're going to need to make sure that you are always coming to the ancestors with gratitude first and foremost, okay? When you begin your prayers, begin with gratitude and then begin to ask for what you need with the understanding that you have the ability to create whatever life it is that you want to experience. That is the reading. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Priestess Osun Funke. See you later.
So fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your liar too. 'Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the skyline view. Ooh, I love this skyline view.